Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe, and welcome back to CrazyPanda Productions. This is Anime Talk. This is our 4th episode. Can't believe we've actually made it this far. Sorry about last week. Well, not a lot of you watch this anyways yet, so not really that big a deal, but we didn't get to put an episode out. Anyways, this episode is going to be about Trigun, an anime classic, and everyone should definitely go watch it. Just like all the other anime. It's one of these days we're gonna actually get around to an anime that's bad. I just really like talking about the good ones. So anyways, we're gonna be talking about Trigun. It is considered it's just one of those top animes. Everyone recommends it because it's awesome. Me and Alex personally have some grievances with the ending. Last 5 episodes pretty much in general, but so let's sum up the story. The story's about Vash the Stampede, the humanoid typhoon. He's he's the main character. He's got this really blonde hair. He's got this awesome fucking getup, red trench coat, all these belts wrapped around him, and then he's got his badass gun. Anyways, throughout the entire, series, everyone's looking for Vash the Stampede. Because he's got a 60 million, I think it's a $60 million double dollar bounty. And, everyone's hunting for him. And we find out near the beginning everyone says he's this tyrant. He's this bad guy. He's this big evil villain. And then you find out throughout the series that all this bad shit just happens to him over and over again. And wherever he goes, he tries to, he gets into fights because people try to, they want to catch him. And in the midst of that, the people who are trying to catch him end up destroying the city, and he gets blamed for it, which is fucking stupid. But known for destroying a city of July, and that's basically how it all started. Oh yeah, spoilers ahead. No shit. So he's known for destroying an entire city, and that's basically where it all began. He uses an ability and he destroys an entire city, and he gets some sort of amnesia and can't remember that he did it. But that's where it all began, and then, his bounty starts building and building because people are after him, and it's a huge-ass bounty. And in the beginning of the series, you've got these 2 characters, Meryl and Millie, and those 2 are basically agents for an insurance company, and they are just trying to catch Vash the Stampede because he is causing the insurance company to pay so much money, and they need to stop it. Anyways, they run into Vash the Stampede, but they don't actually believe that he is Vash the Stampede because Vash does what pretty much a lot of anime characters do. They pretend they're not. He does this. He has this very goofy. He's got this very goofy attitude, very goofy personality to basically make it look like he isn't Vash the Stampede. He's a happy-go-lucky guy, and that is his general attitude. And whenever it comes to an actual fighting situation, he almost makes it look like, he's a weak piece of shit, that no one will fuck with him. And the whole reason behind this is because he doesn't want anyone to get hurt. He doesn't want anyone to get shot or killed. And usually it ends up happening, and then it starts getting to the point where my favorite episode probably would be when I think it's episode 6, Meryl and Millie are everyone keeps calling him Vash the Stampede, and they're just not believing it. And then at the one point, these 2 guys are about to kill some innocent people, and then Vash just has to turn into Vash. So he just goes into serious mode, which is very rare in this series, well, until the end. And he uses his gun and has he has superhuman aim, so he just completely dusts them, and then they realize, oh my fuck, this is Vash the Stampede. This bumbling buffoon is Vash the Stampede, and then acts like an idiot around them as always. Like he's basically a child, unless he actually has to, go serious when people are in danger. And of course he's a pervert, because that's anime for you. And anyways, and then we run into another awesome character, Nicholas D. Wolfwood, and he's they just run into him. He's got this giant cross. Anyways, we find out later, he's trying to help the children of the world. He's this priest. He wants to help everyone, but we find out later that he is actually like this assassin, this organization. I can't remember the organization's name, but that's one of the sadder parts of the anime when it starts breaking down. Is like I said ahead, like I said, spoilers ahead, but yeah, one of the hardest parts of this anime is, in a good way, is Nicholas dies. That's a bit of a bummer. But he's got one hell of a death. That was one of the top deaths I've ever seen in anime. It's like just walks off, goes into a church, and then just falls on his cross. Doesn't want to die, but he ends up dying. And yeah, no, then it just, like, from there, that's when the anime starts to, like, every episode up until about 20 is just like, holy shit. Like, if they would have just kept it going like that, that would have been amazing. I love this series so much. And then it started to spiral out, where it's mainly because Vash had this happy-go-lucky. He's this child. He's got this childlike attitude all the time, and then after that, he just he's the one who told Nicholas not to kill people, and that's basically what got him killed. So he's just goes into this whole depression. He's like crying about everything, and it just gets too much. And then it just keeps happening. Like, he kills another guy. You know, the guy, he's got these he's able to use strings. He's able to control people. He kills another guy, and then he keeps whining. He's just whining about all the miseries that are happening around him, and he's not acting like his normal self. And it's like I feel like it almost felt like 4 episodes straight of just him whining the whole time. I understand it's you know, the people are dying around him, and he doesn't want anyone to die, but he can't do anything about it. So. And it gets so annoying, like, and tedious for, like, to see the same thing over and over again. Oh, another guy's gonna die. Oh, and just when he's, you know, you think he's about to get better, oh, he killed another guy, and now he's back into depression mode. It's like, for fuck's sakes. Then he then Meryl, or Millie, no, yeah, it's Meryl. She eventually takes him to a house where, you know, he cries again, of course. But he finally gets up and he says, like, everyone deserves a second chance. Like he's just, so he gets up, cleans himself up, and then he walks out, because the whole main villain of this entire series is his brother, Millions. He's got such a weird name, Millions Knives. It's just weird. But this is where you start finding out that in the series they have this technology. It's this huge, like, light bulb almost. It's like, but it's gigantic. It's like the size of a city, and it's basically they're scattered all around this planet, and they're the things that basically generate all the power. They're the things that are creating new technology. That's that's the reason why they're getting further. Well, Millions and Vash were, you know, they were the next evolution in human. Like, they're immortal. That's the best way to look at it. They're immortal, and they're just better than everyone else. And they were on a ship with humans basically guarding them, and then Millions basically said, humans are ants, why are we even doing this? Kills all of them, crashes, and then when he basically kills all the people that were helping him, all the technology crashes onto the planet, which is the light bulbs, which in turn is the reason why the planet starts evolving. They're the reason. I think Vash and Millions are like 110 years old. I can't quite remember their age. But yeah, no, that's when you find out Millions throughout, like, this entire, you know, century has been trying to send all these people to fuck with Vash. Like, his life is a living hell because of Millions, because he doesn't understand why Vash wants to protect the humans when humans to him are just ants. They're a stepping stone. They're trash. He wants to keep going. He wants to wipe them out completely. He sees no reason why they should even exist. He's a lovely fella, and he's the bad guy, he's the good guy. That's basically the way to sum it up. But you didn't really get a lot of build-up before, so Millions didn't really have that big of an effect on me. He wasn't that great of a villain. And like I said, near the end, it's just, you know, him going through bad guy to bad guy, killing them, Vash is crying, and then he gathers the will to fight back, so he gets dressed, puts his fucking clothes on, gets his awesome glasses on, and he walks out and finds Knives. This is where they have their final little battle, and you also see the ultimate, like, the reason why the City of July was destroyed was because Vash's weapon was activated. Like, they are giant, like, they are massive weapons. Him and Knives are weapons. When they're when they have the proper guns, they both have the gun. They both have like identical guns. One's black, one's silver. When they're activated, their entire arm basically morphs into a super cannon, and that's the thing that destroyed the entire city. So when they're fighting back and forth, they're both activating this and they're nullifying it with each other's guns, and then just in the end, it's it's just back and forth. It's not really that big of a fight, and yeah, Bash wins, and then he carries him back, and it's just a very anticlimactic ending. I did not. It wasn't terrible. It was just the whole build up to that, like all this crappy, like 4 straight episodes. Like the boss, like the bad guys who were coming after him, they were cool. They had cool abilities, but you just have this fucking crybaby just whining about everything. It was just kind of a downer for the episode, so it really didn't get me pumped up. And then after all that, you expect some kind of like just mind-blowing ending, mind-blowing fight. It's like, no, we're on a grass patch and we're just gonna shoot at each other a little bit and almost launch our weapons, and then nothing's gonna happen. And then we're gonna walk back. So it's not the best ending in my opinion. People will disagree, of course, but that's fine. And yeah, no, but as for the so that's the story basically. As for the animation, I still think it's to me it's very similar to how amazing the animation was for Cowboy Bebop. I love these old school animations just because they put so much extra detail into each frame. Like the drawing based animations, pencil on paper, I always said, like, it just looks better, it feels better, it has a human I don't know why this is gonna sound stupid, but it has a very human feel to it, whereas now it's all digital 3D. It feels like a computer made it. I know we did it, but it's like when we do it that way, it destroys all the imperfections, which makes it it doesn't connect me the way old traditional animation did, and that kind of bums me out. But anyways, back to it. The colors were amazing, as like the environment, obviously, like this huge wasteland. It's a little droughtful at points, like the colors, but that's the whole point. And yeah, no, I love the animation. Animation is definitely like a 9 out of 10. Like, it's stellar, especially like the first episode, right when you jump into it. Bullets just unloading into this, just every little chunk of wood just flying out. It's just the animation is gorgeous. Just watch it purely for that reason, it would be fine. But the story, again, up till like episode 20 is just 10 out of 10. It's awesome. Then it goes downhill, obviously. Not the best ending, obviously, but and the characters, the side characters, Nicholas, Meryl, Millie, not Knives, because I didn't really care for his character, but all those characters had amazing build-ups. They had awesome backstories. You get really a lot into them. You get like Cowboy Bebop. It's a very episodic show. You very rarely get any kind of, and that's why Knives isn't really that, like, at least with Cowboy Bebop, with Vicious, you get a few side episodes with them. With this one, it's like you don't get to see Knives really until the very end, and you don't feel anything for that character, so I don't really give two shits that he is the bad guy. He means nothing. Yeah, he's been pulling all the wires, but so was Vicious, and Vicious had a more prominent role. I really, really loved Vicious's character much more than Knives. Knives is, he's a dime a dozen. He's a basic villain. And yeah, they had awesome backstories. So awesome backstories for all the additional characters. Meryl, Millie, Nicholas, all them. They were awesome. Animation was awesome. The colors, everything. So if I were to rate this anime, it would, for the animation alone, like, the animation is definitely 9 out of 10. It's got points where the colors are a little bit droughtful, but it's still solid 9 out of 10. As for the story, it was so good, and then it just dropped the ball with the ending, in my opinion. You can disagree, but it wasn't there for me. So for the story, I'm only gonna have to give it like a 7 out of 10. Like, honestly, it's just like 7.5 actually. I'll give it. So still an amazing anime. You'll see why it's an anime classic, why it's a legend. Go check it out. Well, that's the end of the anime talk. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say, give us a like, give us a subscribe, maybe comment on an anime you want us to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.